Take a look at this thing. This is the second one of these we've had to replace in the past 5 years. It's the LED puck light in the ceiling of our RV. They're also known as mousetrap lights because they're held in place by spring-loaded clips that resemble the wire traps of a classic snap-style mousetrap. The problem isn't the lights themselves, it's the lenses. The lens break the tabs that hold them on and there is no repairing them. So today I'm going to show you how simple they are to replace so you never have to stress about replacing them again. I'm not just going to be swapping it out, I'm going to show you just how easy the fix is. If you've ever found yourself looking up at the ceiling annoyed that one of your LED lights was missing the lens, then you're in the right place. This isn't a complex repair tutorial, this is a simple replacement. I found these replacements on Amazon and they make the job incredibly easy. So if you're tired of looking at broken lights and you want a fix that's quick and simple, stick around. If you're an RVer, you know this sight. You walk into your rig and you find a lens laying on the floor. That is, if it doesn't get stuck behind the slide before you see it's missing. You try to reinstall it and it won't go back on. You fight with it for a little while and then you notice there's a little chunk of the lens missing. You try to figure out a way to repair it, but it just won't hold no matter what you do. Then you just try to ignore it. The next thing you know, you're sitting in your recliner that evening, staring up at the light, missing the lens, and you start wondering if you need to call a repair guy or just live with it. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's not a big deal to replace. These lenses fail constantly, and most of the time, it's for the same reason. It's not really a defect in the light itself. Not really. It's more of a challenge that comes from building a house on wheels, a house that shakes, rattles, and rolls down the highway at 65 miles per hour. So today, we're not performing some major surgery, we're just swapping a part. I'm going to show you a replacement process that's simple and effective. You'll wonder why you ever worried about it. Before we touch a single tool, you have to understand why this keeps happening. If you don't know the disease, you can't find the right cure. The cracking isn't the failure of these lights. The LED chips themselves rarely die. LEDs are solid state and pretty tough. The problem is the lens that covers the chips. So what is the problem? Well, first let's talk about the enemy, brittle plastic. To save on costs, many of the factory installed puck lights use a lens made of cheap, hard plastic. This material does not handle stress well at all. An RV is basically a rolling earthquake, so every time you travel down the road, you're sending vibrations through the whole structure. Your ceiling, which looks solid, actually flexes and moves constantly. So that constant vibration and flexing, it causes stress fractures in the brittle lens material. And the second issue is thermal stress. The heat from the light operating mixed with the sun's UV rays if it's near a window, that makes plastic even more fragile over time. The material expands and contracts with the temperature changes and eventually it just gives up and cracks. So you combine a brittle lens material with constant vibration and temperature swings and you've got the perfect recipe for failure. The light still works, but it just looks terrible and it can't be fixed. The lens is a separate part you can't buy. The whole unit is disposable. Your rig could have 20 of these lights, meaning 20 potential cracks waiting to happen. That's why just ignoring it isn't an option if you'd like a clean looking interior. You have to replace it. All right, so now you know why they're failing. Let's get to the good part. And like any job, having the right tools and materials makes everything go smoother. The good news is you don't need many tools in this. You don't need a mobile mechanics workshop for this repair. In fact, you barely need a toolbox. So first, you're going to need a small flathead screwdriver, one that you can get under the light housing. This is just for gently prying the old light fixture out of the ceiling. And that's almost it for tools. The other tools you may need are a step ladder and your fingers. Now, for the materials, obviously, you're going to need a new replacement puck light. I found these on Amazon. They're designed as direct replacements. I'll leave a link for them in the description box below. Now, one thing you're going to notice is that these lights don't come with any connectors, just the wire skinned back. In our case, the RV manufacturer did us a favor using Wago style lever connectors, which make this job a breeze. There's no need for wire strippers, cutters, or electrical tape. All we're going to be doing is raising these little levers and unplugging the old wire and plugging in the new wires. Now, one thing you need to remember, you have to wire an LED light in a certain way or they won't work, and you could run the risk of burning out the light if it were to be wired backwards. You see, LEDs are just diodes, So you have to wire them with the positive wire going to the anode and the negative wire going to the cathode. Now that's all really important stuff if you're running a new circuit. But in our case, we're just replacing the old light with a new one. So the wiring, it's already done for us. So just make sure to follow the lead of how your current light is wired. Make sure the white wire goes back to where you unplugged the old white wire, and make sure that the black wire is connected back to where you unplugged the black wire. That's it really. A screwdriver, a new light, and your hands. With these, you're ready to do this job in just a few minutes. All right, with all that said, let's get this thing done. First and most importantly is safety. Before you touch anything, turn off the power. Find the main switch for the lights and turn them off. In an RV, you're dealing with two separate power sources. You have AC and DC power. If you're not familiar with those two terms, AC power is like power that you find in most homes. You're looking at much higher voltage. You got 120 to 240 volts. AC power runs any conveniences that you can plug into the wall, like your microwaves, hair dryers, TVs, anything like that. Your DC power comes from your batteries. Most of the time, your lights in your camper run on DC circuit, so they're around 12 volts. Since we're dealing with the DC side of the power panel, if you're worried about it, you can go ahead and pull the fuse for the interior lights if it makes you feel better. Remember, your power control panel in your RV houses both of the power supplies. Your AC side will have breakers to manage the power, and your DC side will have fuses. All right, so now that we have the power off, let's grab the step ladder and get this old light removed. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our small flathead screwdriver and we're going to gently work it between the light and the ceiling. Now when you're looking at these lights up in the ceiling, you can identify where the spring trap is, because you'll look inside the base right here and you can see the barrel of the spring right here. When you see the barrel of the spring, you know you pry down that body just a little bit and you can grab that, just get it where you can push that spring with your finger, and that side will pop down. Then you have to just do the other side. When you get the fixture out, the wires will be tucked back in on the ceiling. Pull those out and expose the Wago connectors. These are incredibly simple. No tools needed. Just use your fingers and lift the little orange lever on the connector. This opens the internal clamp, and with the lever up, you can pull the old light's wire out. I say disconnect one wire at a time from the old light and reconnect it to the new light so you don't mix them up. Do this for both the positive and the negative wires. Lock it back down, that's it. All right, now we come to the black wire. Same thing, black wire's out. Removing the insulation from the new wire. Small twist, put it back in the hole that you just took that one out of. Flip that little lever back up. They're all there. Hook that back up. We'll turn it on just to check it before I put it back in the ceiling. Let's see. There you go. Come back up here. Take your little wire traps. Put one like that. Can you see it? I'm just going to slide this up like that. I kind of use my finger to push it up a little bit. Put it on the ceiling tab there. Slide it in. This side, I'm going to pull it all the way back until it'll just go in the hole. And there you go. Now you can toss the old light in the trash. This is the aha moment. This is what separates a dreaded repair from a quick and easy fix. These springs that hold this light, it makes it so easy to change. Just push the springs back and drop the light out. And the Wago lever connectors, it truly makes this a plug and play job. Well, there you have it. A new light installed, not just to work, but to look good for the ramblings ahead. We didn't solve a complex electrical problem in this video. We just addressed the simple, frustrating flaw of a broken light by finding the right replacement part online and leveraging the simple Wago connectors. We've made this one of the easiest repairs you can do in an RV. The peace of mind that comes from fixing something so easily is one of the best parts of doing these DIYs on your RV. Gives you a sense of accomplishment when it's all done, especially when you don't have to look at that light that's missing its lens anymore. It's just one way to do away with one more of those little annoyances. Well guys, I really hope this walkthrough and these simple replacement tips were helpful for you. If you want more practical solutions for common RV problems, consider hitting that subscribe button. We're all about making the RV experience better if we can. If you have some other RV repair tips, share them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear them. So thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe out there. We'll see you next week.